Hi guys, welcome to another Road Pilgrim video. Today we are actually at Mercedes Singapore and we are actually here for the launch or the media preview of the brand new Mercedes-Benz GLC, and this is a particularly exciting preview for us because the GLC was hugely popular in Singapore and it became sort of an icon for the luxury SUV within Singapore, one of the benchmarks of the industry if you will. And this car, the new car, actually is based on an all-new platform, which you have already seen on the current C-Class, which was launched last year. This new GLC is actually based on that new platform as well. Interestingly, and I think something that you guys might be keen to actually know is that this change is a long time coming, and I think the previous GLC was already starting to get a little bit dated. So I think a lot of consumers in Singapore will be very excited to see what the new car is about. And with the new platform comes a few key interesting things as well. Just to talk you through, the car will actually be launched in two variants. The first variant is actually a mild hybrid, 48-volt mild hybrid, and this is paired with a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder, which you find across the Mercedes range as well. The car is quite powerful, and this is actually labeled as the GLC 300, and the GLC 300 is actually going to come with about 258 horsepower or so. So it is pretty high spec for this range of car, and I think it is definitely going to be one of the new benchmarks in the luxury SUV segment. So in this segment, of course, you've got cars like the Lexus NX, you've got the X3, you've got the Audi Q5, yeah. And all these cars, of course, you know, being launched at different times of the year, they do take turns to kind of serve as the new benchmark. And I think with the launch of the GLC, definitely this is going to be a car to watch, and I think it is going to continue to be hugely popular. But I digress. So the other variant that's going to be launched in Singapore is actually a plug-in hybrid, which is of course going to come with a larger battery pack than the 48-volt mild hybrid, and this one actually is going to have an electric range only. So if you drive it on electric range alone, it should go about 100 kilometers, and actually that is a pretty sizable battery pack. And along with that pretty sizable battery pack, you also are able to, the car will deliver a little bit more power and a little bit more torque. So in terms of performance, that might actually be the car to look for. But of course, naturally, I think the car that's going to sell a little bit better in Singapore is going to be the GLC 300 with the mild hybrid, the 48-volt mild hybrid. So with that, let's go and take a look at the cars. Alright, so here is the setup for the launch, and over on this side, we actually have the GLC 300 that is in the avant-garde spec, and this is the one with the 48-volt mild hybrid. And over here will be the GLC 300E, which is the plug-in hybrid. And this car is the one that comes in, or in its launch form, is the AMG kit, or comes with the AMG kit. So let's show you around the car and talk about some key differences. So generally speaking, design-wise, you can see a lot of the Mercedes Russian doll styling present in the GLC. It does look a little bit more like a it does look very similar to the C-Class and the E-Class that has been recently launched. And I think compared to the predecessor, this car looks a little bit more muscular. If you take a look at the front of the car, you actually see that the car feels a little bit wider and looks a little bit more rugged and off-roady, which I think is a very pleasant move. Let me just show you about the car. Later on, we will take a look inside the car as well. And this is the rear. So in terms of the car platform, some of you might have realized, or some of you may know, that the C-Class that we tested last year actually came with rear axle steering. So if at lower speeds, right, if you're turning in tight spaces, you actually have the ability to the rear wheels actually have the ability to sort of turn in relation to the direction that you're turning. So what it does is that it reduces its turning radius. And with this car, you get that as well. So for those people who are a little bit more conscious about driving your SUV in tight spaces, this is going to be a welcome change. And this is something that we'll definitely want to put to the test when we eventually get our hands on the test car as well. So, these are the AMG kits. AMG wheels. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to the So this is the GLC 300 in avant-garde spec. I think this is probably going to be the car that a lot of people will get their hands on. As you can see, there is a difference in terms of the grille. The front grille is different. Body kits are different, standard wheels are different. And if you hit from the back, it's going to be a difference as well. Right, so let's take a look at the car inside. Alright guys, so now we're going to take a look inside the car. Very excited to climb in actually. Just move this back. So as you can see, there has been a complete redesign of the car inside. And I think this is a very, very welcome change and a very timely one. Because to be very honest, I think the old GLC was getting on with age and you could really see the age in the interior, especially with the infotainment. So it is about time that we've got the 12.3-inch MBUX system inside the car. What you get here is also the redesigned steering wheel, very pretty, and this has the double layered or the double stacked controls with the gap in between. Got a center console here that's very neat. For those of you who don't know, Mercedes-Benz uses a hand shifter or a stock shifter that is over here. See right here. So there is actually no need for a shifter inside the center console. I think one of the biggest changes here would be, of course, the introduction of these new air vents, which look very pretty. Of course, the MBUX system here. So once this is turned on, of course, this is a sort of a portrait style display, and then you've got the controls down here. So yeah, eventually when we test drive the car, we'll definitely go through a more in-depth review of the interior once everything is turned on. And yeah, for now, this is what we're able to see in the media preview. Alright guys, so thank you for joining me on this media launch of the new Mercedes-Benz GLC. I think we're all very excited to drive it, purely because I think this is one of the most popular SUVs in Singapore, and I think it will continue to be one of the most popular SUVs in Singapore. We decided to drive it also because it is a brand new platform, and of course we did drive the C-Class earlier on, but of course we want to see how it feels like on an SUV and how it drives as well. We don't know which version of the test car we're going to get yet, whether or not it's the plug-in hybrid or the 48 watt-mile hybrid, but I do believe it should be the 48 watt-mile hybrid. If you want to see more videos like that and join us for more media previews and test drives, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.